All right, shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles, elders at Great Millstone, shalom to you, Akim, who are pushing the work in truth and in sincerity, laboring. All right, shalom to you. Okay, so coming back with another lesson, all right, through the Spirit. All right, this crash will lead you right to the beast system. Okay, and for the longest, of course, all right. We've been hearing about, looming, you know, crises. One of those crises is a financial, uh, or the crash of a financial system. All right, which you hear all the experts talk about, and of course, it's prophesied. All right, that this place will crash. Okay, you know, I really didn't have no precepts. I had maybe two, so I kind of wanted to go in the spirit and bring out these two articles. All right, um, because the way Esau has this thing set up is to get rid of the old and bring in the new and introduce it in such a way where people have no choice, so to speak. So it's the perfect setup. Before I get this precept, I will you know cue it up. Isaiah 47:1, lament for Babylon. All right, and also in Jeremiah. All right, because everybody believes that America's supposed to go on and be this great nation and be great again. Well, it had its time. All right, it had its day, and that time is over with according to the scriptures. All right, and that's why prophetically, and through this awakening we have been warned, all right, of these things that's going to take place in our future. All right, so we're not looking for, you know uh the end is here. All right, okay, all right. So Jeremiah 51:7, it says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, all right, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. All right, and of course, all right, that the Most High putting this place up as a golden cup, as we know the Lord is the one that promotes. Okay, and he's the one that gives that sovereignty. Okay, all right. So Esau is, you know, he's been that. All right, it was a short reign. He's been the golden cup. All right, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. All right, so the Lord has made this place pristine, royal, and rich in goods and so on and so forth. All right, it says that made the earth drunken. All right, because they essentially influenced the world through their way of living, their philosophy. Okay, which they disguise it as democracy, which is no. America, you know, doesn't put forth any type of democracy. All right, it's always it's essentially witchcraft. Okay, and it's bottled up and sold to people as democracy. All right, it says that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. All right, I want to touch on these two articles right here in Time and Headlines. Economic author predicts biggest crash in history, says he's buying Bitcoin. You see, and that's the setup, because that's going to lead your ass right to the B system. All right. So everybody got the solution. All right. Buy Bitcoin, which, it will serve its purpose. Not saying that it won't, you know, it's going to be to none effect. There's people right now that can use Bitcoin to buy resources. Okay. But ultimately, what they're doing is setting you up to bring you into that B system. Right. So you got a lot of people saying that Bitcoin is the solution. And it is. It is the solution, man. Okay. But that solution, all right, is going to be, all right, is going to be used. Damn, I can't even do it. It's going to be, I can't even switch it over. It's going to be used to trap you. All right. Hey, Shalom, son of Yahabashim Yahushua, Shalom, Yahabashim Yahushua Barakatah. All right. So, and what is the Lord telling us? Of course, all right, with with Him awakening us. All right. So Jeremiah 51:6, I'll go up a verse. It says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul." All right, and this is what we're in the midst of doing. Okay, the Lord is raising us up in this place as it's falling at the same time, and we get to see its fall. All right. Okay, and the scriptures talk about in Baruch, miserable are those cities. Here, let me see if I can find it in my book really quick. Yep, Baruch 4, and here, let me do this for y'all. Okay, all right, Baruch 4. Oops, and let's see here. Here, I'll get straight to the point. Okay, Baruch 4, and I can start at 27. Be of good comfort, O my children. All right, and this is going back to the point of the Lord raising us up in this place, and we're able to see the downfall of this society. All right. It says, "Be a good comfort, all right, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you." All right. What it brought the hell, the slavery, the turmoil. Remember the word, the scriptures say the bread of water. Oops, the bread of adversity and the water of affliction. All right. Verse 28, for as it was your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. Right. And that's the spirit that we're supposed to be in, seeking him 10 times more, so that he would pardon us. All right. And have no wrath kindled towards us. So verse 29, for he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. So I'm only reading this because this is what we're coming into. As we see in this place fall, this is the start of us. This is the rise of us. This ain't the end. All right. This is the end of our evil twin, which is Esau, Edom. All right. So, Luke 4:30, it says, "Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee." All right. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, rejoice at thy fall. All right. So, the amount of hatred that we deal with in Babylon the Great is it's innumerable, or you can't really. It's a lot. All right, I'll just say it like that. All right, it's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that's being said. It's a lot of hurtful things that these people constantly do every day. Our enemies. Okay, all right, from the elite all the way on down. Okay, and well, the Lord's He's going to somewhat alleviate that pain, and it starts now with the fall of our enemies. Okay, it says, "Miserable are the cities which thy children serve, miserable is she that received thy sons." That's right. Okay, and it's talking about this place. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolations. And we're starting to look into some of the desolations. All right, we seeing there's a social decline, there's a moral decline, there's more apathy in society. People don't really care. All right, and so those are all part, the beginnings of her being grieved for her desolation. But ultimately, it's going to come to the big shebang, the big bang, which y'all should know about that. That's uh, those intercontinental ballistic, missiles. All right. Okay. Because that's the horror's judgment. That's this America's judgment. Okay. According to prophecy. And it's looking like it's all lining up. Okay, so going back to the topic, economic author predicts biggest crash in history, says he's buying Bitcoin. Right, so you're just gonna you lead yourself right into the trap. That's all. Opinion: Robert Kiyosaki, the renowned author of the best-selling personal financial book Rich Dad Poor Dad, has once again made headlines. Oh, so that's the short guy with the glasses. I know him. Well, I don't, I know of him, Slovakia. Okay. Here. It's this guy. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep. That guy right there. Right. World renowned. Okay. All right. He wrote that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. All right. Which one of the brothers had that book? Um, but I'll continue. It says, biggest crash in history. It says, Slovakia, in recent days, Kiyosaki has warned of what he calls the biggest crash in history, pointing to a bursting everything bubble. All right. And that right there, that's a whole um that's a whole shit is the fan scenario. Right. That he believes will dwarf even the infamous 1929 stock market collapse. Okay. Which it was horrible back then, but uh being that America's in so much debt, and this place is at the point of breaking. This is going to be the worst thing we ever seen. We're going to see millions of people spill out into the streets. Violence and crime is going to definitely go up. You know, famine is that's on the brink. People banding up and becoming part of militias, which is going to lead to civil unrest. All you're talking about all type of things, man. All right, and this is stuff that we talk about all the time. Okay, the way Esau is bringing this thing in, this new world order, this beast system, right? It's all going to be predicated on the digital based currencies, digital based systems. All right, nothing to whereas you can be compromised. Your physical, anything physical, as far as your resources can be compromised. All right, which the dollar is going to be compromised. Okay, so forgive me. All right, it says amid this dire forecast, the financial guru is not retreating from the markets, but instead seizing the moment to buy Bitcoin and other assets he considers safe havens. I mean, for now, it serves its purpose, but ultimately, what I'm gonna read another article is just gonna show you how Esau is posturing, or the moves that he's making. All right. Okay, here's a look at the latest developments surrounding Kiyosaki's predictions and his investment strategy, as reported by multiple news outlets. All right, on March 11th, 2025, Kiyosaki took to X, declaring the everything bubble is bursting. I am afraid this crash may be the biggest in history, according to the Yahoo financial article published on March 13th. He suggested that this economic downturn could outstrip the Great Depression in scale, a claim rooted in his long standing skepticism of traditional financial systems. All right, you know what? This is what we're going to do, to kind of make it. Let me see. Um, I kind of want to ask Chat GPT a question. What happens during a financial crash? Let me see something. And this is just for educational purposes only. Oops. Goodness gracious. Oops. Goodness gracious. Keyboard is trash. Mhm. So you got here, just so you kind of get somewhat of a visual, or somewhat of what can happen and take place during a financial crash. A financial crash is a sudden and severe drop in the value of financial markets, often leading to economic downturns. Here's what typically happens during a financial crash: market panic and sell offs. Investors lose confidence and rush to sell stocks, bonds, or other assets. Prices drop rapidly and as demand evaporates. Bank failures and liquidity crisis. Banks may struggle due to a lack of cash, liquidity, and defaults on loans. So it says credit tightens, making it harder for businesses and individuals to get loans. Well, this one, the one that we're about to see is going to be a whole lot nastier. Okay, here, let's see if we can. Uh-oh, number 5 is good. We'll continue. It says business closures and layoffs. You see, all right, and the way things are going to be set up, um, when things do shut down, there's going to be millions of people spilling in the streets, man. All right, it says companies may cut costs by laying off workers or shutting down. Unemployment rises, reducing consumer spending and deepening the downturn. Decline in asset values. All right, I was just government and central bank intervention. Governments may step in with bailouts, stimulus packages, or policy changes. Central banks may lower interest rates or inject money into the economy. They call it stimulate. That's another way of saying stimulus. But here it says governments may step in with bailouts. So when this financial crisis happens, what do you think they're going to step in with? All right. What do you think they're going to step in with? Okay. Crypto Summit. Trump hosts digital currency leaders at White House as it happened. Okay. You see it. Okay. And all you got to do is ask, those looming questions. What is he doing holding a crypto summit? And why is it a summit? All right. Because it's something important that, Esau's they working on. All right. Um, The White House hosted a summit with crypto leaders. U.S. banks can engage in some crypto activities, regulators say. Trump has signed an order for a U.S. crypto reserve. Earlier Friday, Trump spoke about U.S. jobs data. All right. He also talked tariffs, Ukraine and Iran. Okay. So it looks like the trajectory is definitely going into digital. Okay. Which we've been telling y'all for the longest. All right. So going back here, what happens in a crash? Right. So the government could step in, all right, with bailouts, but this time, say it is a crash and it is violence and it is all of this stuff. They're gonna force you to get a digital ID. You know, as I'm visualizing it, I'm kind of trying to get a step by step, but it's kind of difficult because you don't know, those scenarios going, they're gonna happen their way. We just know that these certain things gonna happen for sure. All right. So with this, with Esau, if the pandemonium does come, when it does come, they can step in and say, due to the crisis and how bad it's going to be, because it's going to be pretty bad. All right. Like I said, crime right raising. All right. They might install checkpoints. And the scriptures, hey, well, Second Ezra 15 says that they're going to cut off the cities. All right. Let me see here. So like it says they're going to cut off the cities too. So all right. Here we go. All right. So the scriptures perfectly predict what we're about to see and about the witness. So Second Ezra 15:16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right. So when society does shut down, well, people are going to take the power into their own hands, right? And they're going to do whatever the hell they want to. Okay. And so what you're going to see from that is a whole lot of, a lot of madness, a lot of pandemonium, a lot of perplexity. All right. A man shall go, uh, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay. Let's go back here really quick. Economic recession or depression. Number six, it says if the crisis is severe, it can lead to a prolonged recession or even a depression. We already in a recession and depression. All right. Just look at how poverty is soared. Poverty has went up. All right. I mean, at least homelessness has went up. All right. Okay. And then you got a whole major crises with the immigration. All right. And then they secretly bringing in, but in your face, bringing in automation and AI. All right. So it says a financial crash is usually triggered by factors like excessive speculation, unsustainable debt. All right. Which America is definitely dealing with unsustainable debt. All right. It says, or external shocks, pandemics, which we due for another one. All right. We're due for another pandemic. Okay. I think I just briefly seen an article on illness taking over somewhere in the Caribbean or something like that, where people are getting sick. All right, but yeah. So we do for another pandemic. There's wars is a thing for Esau, as we can see Benjamin Netanyahu, and they're gonna fight until they get what they want. All right, and he said it out of his own mouth. It says or policy change, and this is a big thing. Okay, okay, there's gonna be a lot of policy change. You're gonna see the technocrats step in a lot more. You're gonna see, and you're gonna be talking about this green initiative and cutting carbon emissions and all of that talk. Okay, bringing in all type of policies, you know, which is ultimately leading to a draconian, all right, dictatorship. Okay, of or pertaining to Draco, an ancient Greek statesman, the ancient Greek statesman. I mean, in reference to laws, rigorous, extremely severe, or harsh. Because that's what it's going to be out here, man. All right, the lack of resource, the lack of jobs, and millions of people not having nothing to do. They're already talking about UBI, universal basic income, because basically they're like they're doing now with those. They're going to take a lot more jobs. All right, and they're going to replace them with the AI uh, or artificial general intelligence. All right. Okay, so a computer that can think better than a human. All right. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, this is back in the article. All right, with this guy, Robert Kiyosaki. Okay, so we left off here. It says he suggested that this economic downturn could outstrip the Great Depression in scale and claim a claim rooted in his long-standing skepticism of traditional financial systems, which Esau, the financial system that's in place is not traditional, because you playing with play money, all right, which is fiat currency, okay. The currency that we currently use doesn't have any gold to back it, all right. They took the gold standard out, they took the silver standard out, All right, and basically what people are paying or call themselves paying using for payment is a debt bearing note. All right. So Esau doesn't believe in no traditional financial system because he rigged it. All right. He been done away with that. Now they saying the hell with it. We're just gonna gridlock the system and this whole digital, this digital utopia that they want. Okay. It says the Daily Hold'em echoed this sentiment on March 12th, noting that Kiyosaki sees the current market sell-off as evidence of this impending collapse. With global economic powerhouses like the US, Germany, and Japan faltering under incompetent leaders, Kiyosaki warnings all right, are not new. All right. And yeah, man, the leaders are doing some unnecessary, you know, ballsy, arrogant things, man. That is not conducive to the betterment of nations. All right, it's a back and forth feud. You had the Nord Stream pipeline thing that sabotaged uh, the eurozone's energy. All right, and they had for the last few winters they had some rough winters. All right, people not being able to pay their bills, they can't keep on you know their lights and so on and so forth. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that's being done by these politicians that makes no sense. Okay, which is helping and leading more towards this crash. So it's inevitable. All right, okay, because you got incompetent leaders. So it says he has been predicting a massive market crash for years, often uh, referencing his 2013 book, Rich Dad's Prophecy. Man, get and everybody acting like they've been on it. The elite's been, for hundreds of years now, been planning what uh, 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 what they want to do. Okay, and they put it as their own prophecy. All right, they put it in movies and so on and so forth. But really, it's the Lord at the end of the day. All right, and in a March 11th, you today report, he reiterated that the current downturns aligns with those earlier forecasts, describing it as a lifetime opportunity for those prepared to act. See, right, a lifetime opportunity. Okay, is how they're gonna push you getting into digital based currencies. All right, it says which is nothing is going to lead you to the central banking digital currencies. All right, which are going to be centralized, will owned and centralized by the banking cartel. All right, which their ultimate agenda is to enslave everybody. All right, it says despite the ominous tone, Kiyosaki remains optimistic about certain investments, urging his followers to say or stay calm and capitalize on the chaos. Right. While Kiyosaki predicts widespread financial ruin, he sees a silver lining in Bitcoin, gold, silver, and real estate. All right, which these are all going to go digital. All right, which, you know, this is digital, but everything is going to be full on digital. All right. The Yahoo Finance piece highlighted his intention to continue to accumulate these assets, viewing them as hedges against the market crash he foresees. On Mark, and the hedge is not like a hedge is like a defense, somewhat of a defense. All right. It says on March 12th, the Daily Hodl reported that Kiyosaki is doubling down on Bitcoin, right? BTC and precious metals, emphasizing their value as the financial system unravels. He wrote on X, I will continue to acquire real estate, gold, silver, and Bitcoin on sale, framing the crash as a buying opportunity. You see, which there's always an opportunity. And, something crashes. There's always, um, and the crash itself is, you know, kind of started by investors taking their money out. That makes sense. All right. I'm not too savvy with it, but I know we know enough to know. All right, what we need to know. Okay, so I'm a kind of I want to cut this. It might be some. It ain't even that much left, but here, you know what? I'll finish up. It says today's March 11th coverage further detailed Kiyosaki's reaction to a recent Bitcoin price drop, dubbed a giant BTC crash. Rather than panicking, he expressed enthusiasm, stating, "I will continue to acquire Bitcoin on sale." This aligns with his broader philosophy of buying assets at discounted prices during market downturns. All right. A strategy he claims made him a fortune during the 2009 financial crisis when commercial real estate prices plummeted. Right. What do you think investor was doing? All right. A lot of people were making a killing. Okay. All right. Buying up these houses that were, pretty much the bank had took back from these people who couldn't make those payments, and a lot of Jakes was involved in that, losing their houses. And then you got these people come and buy it up for cheap and resell it, man. So what do you think they're gonna do when this next crisis come? All right, they're gonna, pretty much uh, benefit from it. Okay. All right. So let me see here. All right, lament for Babylon. All right, Isaiah 47:1. Come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. All right. And as we can see, as this place is financially gone, okay, it's lost all its value. All right. Oh, daughter of the Chaldeans, okay, because this place is built on witchcraft. All right. You look at the back of the dollar and how the infrastructure and you know, the architecture of this place, how it's all built. All right. It leads straight back to witchcraft. Okay. So it says, "For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate," meaning to be untouched like a virgin woman. Okay. It says, "Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers." So this place is essentially it's in trouble. You know, it's in straits. Okay. All right. Because the millstones represent work. Grinding mill represents work. Okay. All right. And it says what? It says make bare the leg. All right. Uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Okay. What's going over the rivers? The work. All right. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. All right. So the Lord is exposing this place. All right. And ultimately, the Lord is going to visit this place. All right. But not as a man, not as a mortal man, but immortal man. All right. He also is taking this place down without hand. This place is pretty much is falling on its own. Okay. As well. So as for our Redeemer, all right, the Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. All right. This place of witchcraft. Okay. So this place is in darkness, which is void of knowledge and understanding. All right. Wisdom. Okay. It's a place of violence. All right. It says, "For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms." Right. So you're not the top notch. You're not the finest. You're not on top anymore. All right. Let's see here. And we touched on this earlier. Oh, here we go. Zephaniah 1 and 10. And it says, and it shall come to pass in that day, all right, says the Lord Yahweh, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate. All right. The fish gate represents the economy. Okay. All right. And some places and countries that it be the main resource, all right, of the economy. Okay. So it says, and then howling, all right, from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. All right. So it's a similitude as well. All right. Because there is going to be a great crashing. All right. It's just how ye inhabitants of Mektesh. All right. And so when you deal with the scripture, is when we get further along, it's going to point to the future. All right. It's going to reference the great day of the Lord. All right. So Mektesh. It says Makath, uh, Makath Shah, or Makathash. That's what it looks like, Makathash. It says what Mektesh, a mortar or deep hollow or valley, evidently in the greater Jerusalem area. And a valley is a what? A lowland, okay? Because that's what this place is a valley, all right? And a valley is somewhat of a volatile place, all right? Okay, it's like somewhat like a wilderness, okay? So, oh, let's go back. All right. So verse 11, it says, how ye inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. All right. And all that bear silver in this time, all right, which is the dollar, okay, they're going to be cut off. Okay. And guess what? They already have systems in place to take over. All right. And that system is the beast system. All right. So let's see here. And they're going to present it as a miracle. All right. Okay. It says, Revelations 13 and 11, it says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. All right. The horns represent strength. And it says like a lamb because the nature of a lamb is somewhat calm and subtle. And that's how they present their politics to you. Okay. And it says and he spake as a dragon. Okay. And that's the American political system. It's a two-party system, which represents the two horns here. The like a lamb is how they essentially deal subtly. They deal, softly. All right. To the point of appeasing, you know, and they appease these people. All right. It says, and he spake as a dragon. Okay. We just went into dragon over here, draconian or Draco. All right. In reference to laws, rigorous, extremely severe or harsh. Okay. And that's this society. That's America. All right. So let me see, Salakia. Uh, okay. So verse 12, it says, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him. Now, that's the Roman Empire. Okay. And they ruled with an iron fist as well. All right. And they devoured many nations and subjected many nations. And that's what America's done. All right. Just like his father. All right. Or that the father nation, which is the Roman Empire. All right. Okay. because America is nothing but Rome again. All right. So it says, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him. All right. Rome was very dominant. All right. Very boisterous. All right. Their policies reigned throughout the realm. All right. Out the known world. There was no other, you know, uh, uh, competing kingdom. You did have the barbarians, of what you would call barbarians, but the Germanic tribes that fought, won strongholds, and so on and so forth. You had Hannibal uh, later on. Well, that's later in history, but yeah. So nothing could really, you couldn't really compete with the Roman Empire. Okay, just like America. So they exercising that same strength. Okay. So it says, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. You see, and that's what we're doing. That's what this society is bringing forth. Is bringing nothing but the customs of that first beast, which is the Roman Empire. Okay, from how society is made up. From in school, you learn you have to learn Latin. All right, Latin that goes back to Spain, I believe. Okay, or not Spain, Slovakia. That goes back to Rome. All right. Yeah. So their language is Latin. Primarily, languages of the Roman Empire were Latin and Greek. Okay, and that is Esau's language, man. They you know. All right. So let's go back. All right. So it says whose deadly wound was healed. All right, because they fell. Okay, the Lord essentially uh, allowed the Roman Empire to fizzle out. All right, whose deadly wound was healed now it's been revived. Okay, through these Edomites. All right, it says, and he doeth great wonders. Okay, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and they've done that through what their wars. Okay, verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. Okay, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. All right. So this man is bringing forth miracles upon earth, man. All right, and that's through his technology. All right, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast. All right, which had the wound by his sword and did live. All right, because of the ancient Roman Empire fell. That was the wound, right? And it was reintroduced to the world. Okay, through uh, the what is it? Renaissance, through the Renaissance. All right, and the main people that were doing that what was these Edomite Europeans. All right, okay, the EEC, or you had that's like you had the Council of Rome. All right, why would they name it the Council of Rome if they had no intentions on rebuilding Rome again? You see it in the architecture. All right. So Salaki, I'm getting long winded and tired. So Salaki. Um, it says saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image. All right, and the image is a likeness of something. Okay, to the beast. All right, and they have made an image to this beast. Okay, and your ass worship it. Okay, if you believe in this world. All right, if this world is all you can get. All right, and you looking for a future in this current evil world. All right, you already accepted the image. All right, Okay, so it says, right. So that's it. That's it on that. Okay, because ultimately he's going to trick you into right this beast system. Okay, so everything is set up. It's pretty much just a setup. Okay, all right. It's pretty much just a setup. All right. So First Thessalonians 5:1 it says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." All right. And one of the thief in the night scenarios is what? Economic collapse. All right. That's a thief in the night. Okay. Because literally people are going to be bombarded with the news. People are going to be completely caught off guard. All right. That's how the Lord is setting this thing up. Okay. So going back, it says, verse 3, it says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. All right. As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." All right. So people going to be completely taken off guard. All right. Taken by surprise. It says, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief." All right. So if we flee the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul, all right, we flee and hasten from these times. All right. We're putting off the weak nature. Okay. And we're looking toward the kingdom. We're hastening the kingdom. All right. We ain't going to have no problem with what is going to take place. Okay. If your mind is in the right place. But it says, "Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober." All right. Part of us being watching and being sober is, of course, digging through the information. All right. Uh, and essentially sticking uh, with the teachings, man. All right. Because we the sober part. Okay. But yeah, so I'm gonna end it there, man. Because man, goodness gracious. But yeah, Lord willing, this is edifying. Until next time, hey, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemel Shai. I do got precepts for your boy, so why not? Proverbs 8 and 11, it says, from son of Yahweh Shemel Shai, it says, Proverbs 8 and 11, "For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it." Yep. And wisdom uh, is the ultimate, all right, the ultimate thing, okay? Second Ezra 8 and 50, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." Yep, that's all set up for these people, man. All right. Ezekiel 7 and 25, it says, "Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none." That's perfect, man, because these people are fucking proud. All right. These people are fucking proud, man. All right. And rightfully so, man. So, hey, with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next time, I'll say, Yabashim Al Shai Barakathum. All right. Salak. Boy, I'm tired.